Hello and welcome. This is Silvia Camerini and I'm the creatrix of the Pregnancy Queen. I support expectant mothers and new mothers to reconnect to their intimate desires about birth and maternity, to their inner wisdom and to their birthing abilities, so that they can create their best birthing and maternity experience. Today, it's a very important day for the Pregnancy Queen, as actually 1 year ago, I gave birth to my website and to my online practice. So it's the first birthday of the Pregnancy Queen, and I'd love to spend a few moments just to thank you for being here with me during this year. It has been a year of deep transformation and growth. And my thought goes to you and to all the people who work with me to support the Pregnancy Queen project, to help and illuminate mothers around the world. So thank you very much for supporting me and for being here with me today. And happy birthday, happy first birthday, Pregnancy Queen. Today's circle is about the birth plan. I was inspired by this circle a few days ago as I had a call with one of you, with a mom, and she told me about her childbirth experience. She prepared for it with the help of a doula, and together with her, they wrote the birth plan. What impressed me is that from her storytelling, from the storytelling of her childbirth, she told me that during labor, she didn't care at all about what she had written in her birth plan. Even if during pregnancy, she was so focused about what she wanted. So I thought that little detail of writing a birth plan helped her so much to become more aware of her intimate desires about childbirth and more aware about what she did want to create for her childbirth experience. Even if then during labor she didn't care about all the things she wrote in the birth plan, and she just wanted to, give birth to her baby as soon as possible and in the best way possible. But she felt deep inside what she did want, and so she was able to make choices during her childbirth to create it the way she wanted. And she had a pleasurable, fulfilling childbirth at the end. So the birth plan came out as an interesting and useful tool to use during pregnancy to get ready for your childbirth. Even if then you don't use it, or even if then things goes in a different way, it is pivotal to get clear within yourself about what you truly want and desire. Because your most intimate desires live within yourself. And so they are there deep inside yourself, and at the right moment they will come out. You just need to be strong enough and to be well supported to have the courage to bring them out. And this can actually come true with the help of a powerful birthing team, with your doula, with your midwife, with your partner, or the members of your family, whoever you choose to have by your side when you give birth to your baby. So I decided to speak about the birth plan today to give you an overview about this concept of writing down what is important for you before your childbirth, and to explain a bit better what is a birth plan and why it was actually born many years ago. So what is, let's start from the beginning, and let's see what is a birth plan and why it was born. So in its simplest definition, a birth plan is a list of the things that you as a pregnant mom want for your childbirth. Let's say that you can express the positions you would love to use, if you want to use or not, drugs, if you want to cut the cord earlier or later, after birth, if you want to be just by yourself, your partner, your doula, for example, or if you want to have a hospital birth, just with your midwife and partner. So you can, express in this birth plan the things that you feel important for you and for your childbirth. Basically, you get a piece of paper and you write them down. And a few weeks before your due date, you can present it to your midwife or to your maternity unit in the hospital where you decide to give birth, in case you decided to give birth at the hospital, or you can talk about it with your doula midwife in case you decided to, you are planning a home birth. According to the place where you decided you want to give birth, you then present your birth plan in order to let the other people know which are your wishes, in order to prepare your birthing team to the things that you'd like to experience during your childbirth. So the birth plan is basically this powerful script that you use to sum up the important things for you in regards of your childbirth. The birth plan was born around the 70s and of the last century, 1970s, and actually was born to give a voice to those families who were preparing to experience the birth event, especially at the hospital. At that time, in fact, for the most of the cases, and in the Western society, pregnant women who were going to give birth at the hospital were used to follow the guidelines of the doctors they found at the hospital, or the medical staff, And so those women were giving birth, taking little consideration of their needs and personal requests. They were actually acting according to what the medical staff was telling to them. And this came out in most of the cases, in some cases, in unfulfilled, disempowering, and disappointing childbirth experiences, and into a kind of more medicalized birth. So what the birth plan did want to resume was a kind of natural feeling in living the childbirth for the mother and for her family. The birth plan was born as a tool to give a voice to those mothers and to those families, to bring out their desires and to say, hey, even if I'm giving birth at the hospital, I'm still the protagonist of this event, of my life, and this pivotal event for our family. So the birth plan came out from a virtuous intent to support laboring women and their families who were looking for a natural approach to birth. And especially to give back to the woman her birthing power, her control over the childbirth experience, and her role of protagonist in the whole experience of childbirth. Then, after, many years later, so after 40, 50 years over the time, the birth plan became a passive form of organizing the details of your childbirth in a list of ideal points. And, the risk for the pregnant woman and for her partner and her family was to rely on those points 100%. So what about if something is going to go in a different way? What about if what you did right in your birth plan do not come true? So this is the risk, the basic risk of a birth plan. That you write down the things that you desire in a sort of shopping list. Let's say, this is what I want to get, this is what I want to avoid, and then rely on that list fully, taking away your responsibility to manifest those things that you so deeply wanted in your childbirth. So instead of being a powerful and useful tool for your preparation to childbirth, it actually becomes a tricky tool, because you can rely too much on it, and you can take away your control, your responsibility, your living your childbirth fully, just because you wrote the birth plan. So you maybe are drawn to think, well, these are the things that I wrote down that will manifest. But what I want to underline here, and what I want to help you to remember, encourage you to remember, is that when you got a dream inside yourself and then you want to manifest it, bring your intentions out of you and write them down. This is the thing that I want to manifest. It requires you an action to become reality. So write down your intention requires one more step. That is, you're ignited, you're aligned, and your powerful action towards what you want to manifest. So going back to the birth plan, the way of writing down a birth plan, such as a shopping list, creates a kind of expectations on receiving what you wrote down your birth plan from the medical staff you will encounter at the hospital if you're going to give birth at the hospital, or from the birthing team at home if you're going to give birth at home. And this puts a kind of pressure as well on the birth professionals that are involved in your childbirth. And it decreases the responsibility, your own responsibility, and the responsibility of your partner and your family in your childbirth. And so the risk is that you delegate to the birth plan the final result of your childbirth, the final manifestation of your childbirth into the world. to what is written in the birth plan. So, in case that those things you've written down in your birth plan do not manifest, this gives way to a series of deep emotions of disappointment, shame, failure, guilt, the feeling of being without choices, but that the other people chose for you. And you build this kind of foggy environment around your childbirth. So it's important here to remember that childbirth is unique and it is unpredictable. Even if we are in 2015 and we are surrounded by technology, thanks God, childbirth is still something that we cannot predict 100%. But you have the power to prepare for it, to get ready before your childbirth to it. And to get ready means that you prepare yourself to live your childbirth in an active way, to make sure that your actions and your choices during your labor and delivery are as close as possible to what you wish for your childbirth to be. So we come here to a turning point to transform the birth plan into what I call a love letter. And I'm going to explain to you now what I mean for love letter and which are the three most important words then I consider to be pivotal in this transformation from the birth plan to the love letter. So we want to take back the responsibility on you, the awareness on you, and the flexibility to any kind of circumstance that can manifest during your labor and delivery. So the three magic words here are responsibility, awareness, and flexibility. By taking responsibility for your actions and choices, you move the focus on you, on yourself, rather than on the medical staff or on the other people involved in your childbirth. And you do eliminate the disappointments that can arise regarding on your childbirth or the uncomfortable feeling that you have because you think you have no choices and the other people are choosing for you. So when you take back the responsibility of your actions, of your thoughts, of the language that you use to express your needs, you are going to experience also a greater availability of the professionals around you who are working to assist you in what they also want, one of the best moments of your life, giving birth to your baby. And you will also experience the deeper desire to satisfy your needs. So it becomes a two-way experience, you know. You give something to them, expressing your needs, using the proper language, letting them know what you want, and then they give those things back to you. So this is like magic actually. And it comes just by the simple and powerful action of taking back your responsibility in what you are doing, in what you are experiencing, in what you are living. The second word, awareness, it's in regards of being aware and know how your body works and about the stages of pregnancy, about the stages of labor, and then how a delivery does unfold. What happens to your body and your baby while you are giving birth to your child. So it's about knowledge and about being aligned with what your mind and your body and your heart and your spirit are going to live and experience during your childbirth. It's also about training yourself during pregnancy to listen to your body and to become a master of your abilities to give birth. And also and then when you master your abilities to give birth, when you know exactly how your body works, when you know what you are going to experience, then in that moment, it will be much easier to let the other people involved in your childbirth, let's see, your family, your doula, the medical staff, your partner, it will be easier to let them know what you want. Because you know you master that subject, you master childbirth, you master your body functions, you master your emotions. So it will be easier for you to express, to tell your birthing team and people involved in your childbirth exactly what your needs are. And as I said before, with responsibility, this action will give you back what you ask for. Because your birthing team will be able to understand clearly what you need, what you want, and what you are looking for. So it will be easier for those people to give back to you the things that you want. The other word is flexibility. So for flexibility here, I mean that unexpected events can unfold during your childbirth. And despite of them, you will be able to be satisfied with the final result of your childbirth because you prepare yourself and you took the pledge to commit yourself to your childbirth, to commit to act at the best of your abilities in any circumstance. So you keep yourself flexible. And even if things will go differently from what you wrote down in your birth plan for any unexpected circumstance that may arise, you kept yourself flexible and you gave yourself the possibility to live your childbirth in a different way from what you planned, but always at the best of your abilities. This means that, to bring you an example, if you plan vaginal home birth, and then something happened along the way, and the final result is a C-section at the hospital, you've been aware during all the process, and you've been able to leave it at the best of your birthing skills, because at the end, it's the birth of your baby and it's a miracle. So in a way or another, it is going to be an amazing, transformative, deep event in your life and in the life of your family. So, to maintain yourself flexible, to be aware of your body functions and of the stages of pregnancy and labor and delivery, and to be responsible for your choices, for your actions, for the language that you choose to express yourself. Give back to you your birthing power. And you become the absolute protagonist of your childbirth. And here's the point when the birth plan becomes your love letter. Your love letter is a script that you can prepare a few weeks before the due date and share with the medical staff or with the other people who will assist your birth as the birth plan. But instead of being a list of I want, I don't want for your childbirth, it's a letter addressed to your body, to your baby, and to your baby's journey to the world, from your body into this earthly world. A letter addressed to the staff that will assist you. And especially, a love letter is that letter that you address to yourself, where you declare your skills, the skills that you have learned during pregnancy to be prepared to give birth to your child. A letter where you write down what you have learned during your pregnancy and what you intend to do for your childbirth, wherever the situation will be. It's a letter where you write down what I call your birthing commitments, what you commit to do, to think, to express, to say during your childbirth. And it is much different than write down a list of points that you just give to the paper, to the plan, and you say, okay, plan, this is what I wrote here, and this is what will manifest. And then you do not do anything, but you leave just the events to unfold, and you leave your childbirth as a passive protagonist. But what we want here is for you to live your childbirth as an active protagonist, as an active, conscious creator of your childbirth, such as of your maternity. So before to write down your love letter, there are a few steps, that you can do to make sure that it is going to be the most powerful possible. So you can verify, for example, the policies of the place that you've chosen to give birth. If you've chosen to give birth to the hospital or to a birth center, or you can, review the details with your doula and midwife about birthing at home. You can verify some details. For example, if you can keep soft lighting, if it is possible to walk or use the shower, the rules about cutting the cord, the possibility to keep your baby in room with you after birth, this if you are going to give birth at the hospital or at the birth center. Then you can review some of the details of your home birth if you are planning to give birth at home with your doula and midwife. What is important to remember is that birth is an activity. So it is going to be physical, of course, because you're using your body to bring your baby out of your body into this world, but it is going to be a mental activity too. Your mind will be activated during childbirth. You need to keep the focus on what you are doing. And then it's an emotional activity as well. You're going to ignite your emotional center, your heart center, because you are feeling emotions. You're going to feel emotions during your childbirth. Strong, deep, transformative emotions. You're going to meet your baby live for the first time. That baby that you felt inside yourself for 9 months, you are going to meet him or her live, You can look into his or her eyes. You can touch him or her with your hands. And this is going to be a great, great load of emotions. And then birth is going to be a spiritual activity too. You will realize after it, and if you have the total awareness of yourself during your childbirth, you will experience it, you will realize it during it too, that something is happening to your spirit as well, that you are connected to the universe and to the magic and the mysteries of birth. In the meanwhile, you're bringing your baby out of your body. And your spirit is going to be active as well during your childbirth. So this thing to ignite your physical, mental, emotional, and spiritual centers implies you that you act, that you do something, and so that you are active along your childbirth. And a love letter based on your capabilities to give birth, based to your abilities to be aware and to know how your body works during your childbirth, will allow you to adapt at any time in any type of situation that may arise during your childbirth. So this means that you will be satisfied with the final outcome of your childbirth, no matter how it unfolded. But most importantly, it means that you will have more possibilities to live your childbirth exactly how you dreamt for. And this makes a huge, huge difference. No more sense of guilt, no more sense of being disempowered, but the great power of being the creator of your life. The great feeling of being the one who makes the choices, the one who takes the reins of your life, of your maternity, of your childbirth. This is a huge, huge difference that will be present then along your whole life, because you're going to remember your childbirth or your lifelong. So when you prepare yourself during pregnancy and you learned how to give birth, the focus then will be more on what you're going to do rather than the environment in which you're going to give birth. You're going to be the powerful actress of your childbirth. And you're going to lift the pressure from the details and from the people involved. So what I can encourage you to do is to tune into your feelings. Tune into yourself, into your most intimate desires, into your needs. Check them, review them during pregnancy. And then take a moment before your due date to write them down in a love letter, where you commit yourself to be the powerful protagonist of your childbirth. So how can you write a love letter? Maybe just listening to my voice, it will seem a little bit difficult or tricky, or you may say, okay, I write a love letter, but how can I do it? So this is why I'm here. I'm here to help you and to support you. So if you enjoyed what I told you today, if you enjoyed this transformation of the birth plan into a love letter, and if you are inspired to write your love letter before your due date, to live your childbirth at the best of your possibilities, well, I'm here to support you. You can simply contact me, write me a message, an email to pregnancyqueen@hotmail.com, or just go to my website www.pregnancyqueen.com and check the page contacts, where you will find a form to fill with your details and send me your message. I'd love to write my love letter. Would you help me? Yes, I will help you. I'm here for that. And, I'm honored to be by your side. If you need support in connecting to your childbirth desires and bringing them to light in a concrete way, writing your love letter. So I really hope that this short but intense time together today inspired you, at least to connect to your birthing desires, to what you want to experience for your childbirth, to the people you want to have around you, to be inspired to find out more about how your body works during pregnancy and labor and delivery. And if you want to be supported along this journey, feel free to contact me now. So I thank you very much for being here with me today, especially because today is a so important day in the Pregnancy Queen story. As I said at the beginning of this call, I love to say we celebrate the Pregnancy Queen's first birthday. And I'm so glad that you are here with me and that you've been with me along this year. So I send you my bright blessings, and just remember that the things that you desire deep inside your heart can come true. And because you listened to this call today, you got these amazing possibilities to make them come true with my support. Thank you very much again. Take care and see you soon.